Thanks for joining us on the biggest story tonight. For over 10 hours, they've been protesting on the streets of the national capital. It started on Saturday with what was a parking brawl. By the way, we've accessed that parking brawl video. We'll bring you that video and we'll tell you how. One small fight is today India's biggest headline. They've brought the capital to a halt. We'll tell you all about that. Going across straight to the national capital, Shravan Sen joining us live along with a team of reporters on the biggest story tonight at the Delhi Police Headquarters. Shravan, we saw the action there. Policemen protesting. What are their demands? Have their demands been met? We heard an announcement being made. Was any announcement made on any breakthrough on this standoff?
Well, in fact, Niranjan, this perhaps is the watershed moment in Delhi Police's history, because never before in the history of Delhi Police have we seen these kind of images of protest taking place outside the old Delhi Police headquarters. Now, these protests taking place after what they call is that their self-esteem, their self-respect has been hurt, and there was no one who was actually talking about them. This image, I would say, would define this entire protest. Never before have we seen in any part of the country uniformed police personnel out on the street demanding for their rights, demanding for their own self-esteem being protected. Let me also try and go across to some of these protesting police personnel. ये आपसे जानना चाहेंगे कि ये पहली बार पूरे इतिहास में पहली बार ऐसा हो रहा है कि आप लोग को आना पड़ रहा है पुलिस हेडक्वार्टर्स के नीचे बाहर आके आपको प्रोटेस्ट करना पड़ा है, ये मांग की आपको जस्टिस मिले।
जब हमारी खाकी पर हमला होगा और हमारी खाकी की शान मिट्टी मिलेगी, हम तब यहाँ आएंगे, दोबारा भी आएंगे। अगर दोबारा भी ऐसे होगा तो हम दोबारा भी आएंगे।
न्याय नहीं मिलता है तो हम कल फिर आएंगे, कल नहीं हुआ तो हम परसों भी आएंगे। हमें न्याय चाहिए, अपने सीनियर अफसरों से न्याय चाहिए। अब तक हमें न्याय नहीं मिला है। और
आज करीबन 30 घंटे बाद पुलिस कमिश्नर, आपके परिवार के मुखिया, वो आके 6 मिनट 11 सेकंड के जो एड्रेस उन्होंने किया, क्या आप लोग उनसे संतुष्ट है? क्या पुलिस कमिश्नर जब अमूल्य पटनायक ये कहते हैं कि आप लोग डिसिप्लिन फोर्स है, आप लोग घर वापस जाइए, हम देखेंगे कि क्या कर सकते हैं, क्या आप लोग इससे संतुष्ट है या आपकी मांग अभी भी है कि आखिरकार कुछ ऐसे ठोस कदम लिया जाए ताकि एक मैसेज पहुंचे कि वापस ऐसे कभी ना हो?
बिल्कुल सर, हम चाहते हैं ऐसे कदम उठाए जाएं, कभी खाकी पर हमला ना हो। देखा जा रहा है कभी ट्रैफिक पुलिस पर, कभी लोकल पुलिस पर, कभी अदर यूनिट में पुलिस पर बार बार हमले हो रहे हैं और हमारे अफसर लेकर हमें सस्पेंड या डिसमिस कर देते हैं। अब भी देख सकते हैं आप कि हमारे जो है इसमें झगड़े में सस्पेंड कर दिए हैं और उनके लिए कुछ भी नहीं किया जा रहा। आश्वासन दिया जा रहा है कि होगा, पर कुछ नहीं हो पा रहा है।
आपको सबसे बड़ी ऐसे कौन सी चीज़ से सबसे बड़ा दुख पहुंचता है इस पूरे हादसे के बाद?
सबसे बड़ा दुख है हमारे जो सिपाही है उनसे, हमारे ऑफिसर्स कोई भी जो जख्मी है उनसे कोई मिलने नहीं गया अभी तक, ना उनकी किसी ने खैर खबर ली है, और वकीलों को ऊपर से मुआवजा दे रहे हैं दिल्ली सरकार।
चलिए हम और लोगों से भी बात करते हैं। जब आप रास्ते में आके प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं, आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे? आप अमूल्य पटनायक को, होम मिनिस्टर को आज आप लोग क्या कहना चाहते हैं?
मैं होम मिनिस्टर साहब और कमिश्नर साहब से यही रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि हमें न्याय दिया जाए। कभी लाल बहादुर शास्त्री ने एक नारा दिया था कि जिस देश का झंडा और जिस देश का डंडा झुक जाएगा वो देश कभी कामयाब नहीं हो सकता। इसीलिए मैं चाहूँगा कि, या मैं पुलिस फोर्स की तरफ से चाहूँगा कि जिस प्रकार अस्पतालों में डॉक्टरों की सुरक्षा की जा रही है, पुलिस पर जो भी हमला करता है वो देशद्रोही का उसके खिलाफ कार्रवाई की जाए।
आप कितने साल से फोर्स में है ये जानना चाहूँगा पहले, क्योंकि ये सवाल मैं इसलिए कर रहा हूँ कि आप इतने सालों में से ये आज क्यों आपको लगा कि आपको भी आना चाहिए, आपको भी प्रोटेस्ट करना? क्योंकि आप, मुझे जितना तक लगता है कि आप काफ़ी सालों से इस फोर्स में रह चुके हैं।
काफ़ी सालों से पुलिस पर दबाव रहता है और मैं 38 साल की नौकरी है मेरी और 39 में शुरू हो गई है, लेकिन दबाव में मतलब पुलिस काम करती रही है, लेकिन हमने कभी हम एक अनुशासन में रहने वाली फोर्स है। हम कभी भी किसी का कोई भी उनके साथ गलत व्यवहार नहीं करते हैं, और जहाँ पर भी एविडेंस कोर्ट वोट में भी जाते हैं तो बड़ी अपनी नम्रता के साथ में अपना व्यवहार रखते हैं। कोई भी मतलब किसी वकील के साथ में हम मिसबिहेव नहीं करते हैं, चाहे वो हमारे साथ कुछ भी कह जाएं, लेकिन फिर भी हम चुपचाप चले जाते हैं।
मैं आपसे भी ये पूछना चाहूँगा कि जो ये हादसा के बाद काफ़ी लोग ये कह रहे हैं कि आपके जो सीनियर आला अधिकारी हैं वो आके आपको कोई आश्वासन नहीं दे, आखिरकार आज दोपहर को जाके वो आश्वासन देने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। क्या आप उससे संतुष्ट हैं? क्या आपको लगता है ये बहुत देर हो चुका है?
जो आना चाहिए था, इनको पहले आना चाहिए था, लेकिन अभी जो कोशिश कर रहे हैं शायद हो सकता है हमारे बारे में सोच रहे हैं ऑफिसर हमारे। तो
आप क्या चाहेंगे कि इस बार अगर कोई डिसीजन लिया जाए तो क्या डिसीजन लेना चाहिए?
जो तो ऑफिसर के जवानों के बारे में सोचना चाहिए, जो हुआ ये ऐसा होना नहीं चाहिए।
Piyush, I'll also get you in because you've been covering this protest through the day. This kind of an image I have never seen in my career. This perhaps, Niranjan, I would say I'll just step aside. Let the country watch this. Let the country watch the Delhi police officers finally had to come out on the streets demanding for their rights, and look at the placards. I'll also ask Piyush if he can just come this side, read out some of the placards to our viewers as to what this really mean. Piyush, come in, join me right now. Let's read out all these placards that they are putting out. The first placard here, clearly look at the message that has been sent across.
Well, they are sending out clear message. वर्दी को किसी से वैर नहीं, सब अपने हैं, कोई गैर नहीं. And there is one more placard which reads: गलत नीतियों के कारण ट्रैफिक जाम, अर्थ अव्यवस्थित, पार्किंग और प्रदूषण. फिर पुलिस ही दोषी कैसे? So there are some certain questions which they are asking. Moreover, there are some placards in which they are asking for justice. They are demanding for justice. They are also saying that they are not satisfied with the kind of assurances those have been given to them. They are also stressing upon the fact that it's high time that there should be law protecting them. And if they are not protected, how they are going to protect the citizens, those are there on the streets?
Piyush and Shawan, I have some breaking news, and I want to bring in Mahesh Jethmalani, and also Mahesh Jethmalani, senior advocate, and also Mr. Vikram Singh, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh, joining us live on this broadcast. Mr. Jethmalani and Mr. Vikram Singh, thank you for joining us on the biggest story tonight. Shawan and Piyush are also joining us live. We'll stay on those pictures of those policemen holding those placards. I want both of you gentlemen, one a very, very distinguished lawyer, one a very distinguished citizen first, and then a former top cop. I'm going to show you a video. Mr. Jethmalani, it's been doing the rounds on WhatsApp. And Mr. Vikram Singh, I'm not sure if you've seen the video, but this is what sparked the fight. Believe it or not, this is what sparked the fight. Look at these visuals.
I have.
This is what happened. This is what happened on Saturday evening. I'm going to show the visuals. Saturday afternoon, 2 o'clock. It's an exclusive video with Republic TV. It's a 4-minute, 40-second video. I'm putting that out right now. I'll describe the video, Mr. Jethmalani, and you can talk over it. Basically, there's a big car. There's a big car. There's a luxury car that's parked. A lawyer gets out. There are several police vehicles parked there. The lawyer starts arguing with the police, and it's all about parking. They're talking about parking. This lawyer gets angry. This lawyer gets animated, and this lawyer starts running. He starts running. I'm staying with these pictures full frame. He starts running and he charges at the policeman, and the policemen basically come together and they just take him inside the police station. They're taking him inside the policeman. A charging lawyer is taken inside the policeman. That is the whole genesis of this fight. I mean, a fight that started over a parking brawl has today turned into the biggest face-off. And the kind of unprecedented scenes we've seen after that. Mr. Jethmalani, I've described those pictures to you. When you looked at those pictures of those lawyers charging at these policemen, obviously there are two sides to the story. One, there is a genesis of how this fight started. Second, the aftermath. And we don't know what's been happening in between. Mr. Jethmalani, I want you to tell us. And then I'll go to Vikram Singh.
Well, I'm a little surprised at the turn of events and the disproportionate reactions. I agree that the lawyer in the first instance, I mean, I don't know his version, but what provoked him to charge into the police? If it was merely a caution by the police that he's not allowed to park in the area where he was parking his vehicle, then his reaction is disproportionate, right? But equally, I don't know whether it is equally disproportionate to the police to then have put him into a lockup meant for prisoners, and the subsequent lathi charge and the firing, etc. That is out of all proportion. Now, point of the matter is that episode of that day is being taken care of by the High Court's on a suo motu hearing. they have now decided what is going to happen regarding the assault by the police officers and the lathi charge and the firing and so on and so forth. So one side of the picture has been taken care of, right? What has happened subsequently, the aftermath, which happened in the subsequent days, now this has been spanning amazingly 2-3 days of mayhem on both sides, right? Was the reaction of the lawyers against a police officer. That was the most unseemly scene, I have to admit, as a lawyer, and I'm particularly ashamed about it, where a police officer on a motorcycle was manhandled, his helmet was thrown at him.
He was slapped,
some
sir.
civilian who came there was also manhandled. Yeah. And, he was slapped and he was chased away from there by protesting lawyers. Lawyers have gone and they've shut down the courts. Now the High Court has taken cognizance of the grievances of those lawyers, one who was jailed and those whose chambers were damaged, and the person who was fired, and the lawyers who were lathi charged. FIRs are to be registered after recording statements of all these people. So I think on the initial episode, the High Court has stepped in and redressed grievances of the lawyers. Now for the lawyers thereafter to continue this is a little surprising to me. What is the lawyers' grievance that they went on strike and they subsequently manhandled civilians and police and constables on motorbikes? I don't know what is the provocation for all that. Prima facie, it appears unacceptable, particularly for a profession which claims to be a noble profession and which must set the highest standards of behavior both in court and outside court. So I am really disappointed with that, but I seem to be in a minority of one because there are very few people in the profession who are speaking out that this is not the kind of behavior that is expected from lawyers. I mean, I hope more lawyers come in and senior lawyers come and say this, that we should be setting a very high bar as far as conduct is concerned, and unfortunately this is not happening. As far as the police protest today is concerned, they had their own grievances. It is the special commissioners appealed to them and told them, and equally as much as lawyers should not go on strike, policemen should also not go on strike. And when they've been assuaged by the special police commissioner, they should listen to him when he's told them that all their grievances will be looked into and redressed where possible.
Yeah. I'm happy you said that, Mahesh Jethmalani, that it's a shame that some lawyers had to resort to such behavior. Vikram Singh, I'm going to once again talk about those pictures, what started the fight, because nobody's shown that video. We're showing that video on the biggest story tonight. It's on our screens. The video of what really happened on Saturday afternoon, 2 p.m. 1:53 is when this video was shot. It started off, there is a police vehicle there, a group of lawyers, a few policemen, and then slowly there's a build-up, and then lawyers start arguing with the police, and there's one lawyer who starts charging at a policeman, and the police try and move him away from that situation. Now that is what the video shows, and this is what started in what has now become the biggest face-off in the national capital. Now as a policeman, I know that you will, and of course we've also been asking questions on why these lawyers should not be punished, but what is your reading of the situation this evening, Mr. Vikram Singh?
Who would know better than you that these Hazari courts is a very sensitive area, and there are numerous inputs from the intelligence department that it can be a subject of attack. Yeah. Now if an illegitimate parking happens, illegal parking happens, and that next to the halakha, what is the first question? Is it a legal way of doing things? Is it not something that might provoke a getaway from the under trials? So the police had to take an abundant precaution. Yes, the force that they may have used can be argued and debatably whether it was proportionate or disproportionate. I think that I would fault initially that there could have been a better alternative than to put up the lawyer in the lockup. But a supervisory officer could have taken measures, but the attack and the assault that followed, that nobody can condone that. And make no mistake about it, if I had been in the position of Delhi police, seeing my elderly colleagues being brought to the ground, beaten to pulp, beaten black and blue, arson taking place, what options do I have but to exercise my right of private defense and to use such appropriate force to protect myself and those around me? Therefore, I would not fault the Delhi police for that. But the level of leadership that I would expected from the Delhi police, I would expected a lot more than that it should have been controlled. I would not like to believe what I'm told, that a lawyer has a gunshot injury on his chest. In such situations, just suppose even if you, firstly, there should have been no firing. And if the firing was resorted to, it should have been on non-vital parts below the knee. But obviously, it was a free-for-all. There was a knee-jerk reaction. Let us not sit into that. There will be an investigation. But there has to be some maturity. There has to be some saner elements, voices like that of respected Mr. Jethmalani, and on the side of the police too, to have controlled this level of violence. The saner elements on both the sides should have controlled their flocks and should have ensured that this free-for-all should have ended.
Yeah.
But the violence, the arson, and the mayhem that ensued is extremely unfortunate, and sitting on a dharna for a uniformed officer, I have my own reservations, and I feel that the earlier they get away from this dharna, because they are losing sympathy by the minute.
Yeah.
The moment a uniformed police officer sits on a dharna or the family sits on a dharna, he invites a lot of criticism and erodes his sympathy and credibility both.
Yeah, Vikram Singh and Mahesh Jethmalani, very balanced view from both of you gentlemen this evening. I just want to take 15 seconds of your time. Do you think it's now become an ego battle? Mr. Jethmalani, 15 seconds, and then Vikram Singh, you can go. Do you think it's become an ego battle and that's why it's lasted for 3 days now?
I cannot go into the minds of both sides, but yes, to some extent it does appear that it's a question of now fraternity pride. But I think that, people should rise above these baser instincts and get a little mature about it, because they are ultimately serving the public. Both institutions serve the public, the police and the legal community. We are meant to secure justice, not to promote our own egos. So I hope better sense prevails. I hope some seniors come and can mediate. I hope ministers come and talk to both sides and say, please cool down passions and end the issue right now, and everybody get back to business.
Yeah, Vikram Singh.
The dharna should end once and for all, because the more the dharna continues, the more is the loss of sympathy for the police officers and men. We feel very strongly for them, but this is one thing that cannot be condoned, is that police officers going on, they can never go on strike. This is a cardinal sin. I do hope that they are listening, and the saner and the senior police officers need to intervene, which I'm sure they are. But the damage has been done. The earlier they remove them from the dharna site, the better for everyone. The better for the nation, the better for the police force.
Mr. Jethmalani and Mr. Vikram Singh, thank you for joining us this evening. We hope this ends too. I really appreciate you joining us. Let's see how far this goes and how soon this can end.
Thank you.
And on the biggest story tonight, the protest continues. In fact, some of the barricades have now been moved out so that some policemen move out of the venue outside the Delhi police headquarters, where the protests have been on for over 10 hours now. Let's go across straight to Piyush. But before that, this is the video. This is the video of what happened on Saturday that sparked off this big face-off between the police and lawyers. Now, on your screens, now you see that a lawyer charging at a police over a parking brawl. That's how it started. And this lawyer is basically taken away by the police because it's the T. Hazari court and it's a sensitive area. And you have to be very careful about what happens there, the law and order situation. So they moved them out, and this was how it all started. And then it turned into a full-scale battle. We saw what happened yesterday. Lawyers attacked in the middle of the streets. Lawyers attacked police in the middle of the streets. Policemen in uniform were not spared. Now, that's what happened in the middle of your screens. Now, that's how the situation unfolded. And Saturday, on the left of your screens, that's how it all started. And on the right of your screens, the protests that are ongoing as we speak. Piyush is live. Let's go across straight to him, taking us through the details of how these protesters, the policemen on protest, are being cleared out. Piyush?
Niranjan, these are the visuals. Niranjan, these are the visuals in which the senior police officials are now asking the protesting police personnel to stand up because they want to open this road, and that's why they are being asked to, to make this area empty, so that the normal traffic can go, normal traffic can continue from this road. You can see the live visuals from right outside police headquarters, where the police person, senior police person, are asking protesting cops to vacate this road so that normal traffic can continue. But on my right side, you can also see the live visuals of protesting cops who are saying that they will not budge down, they will continue to protest. They were sitting right here, and they have now been asked to vacate this very road. We will try to zoom in, try to go there. At one side, senior police officials officials are asking protesting cops to vacate this area, but on the other side, the protesting cops continue to protest and they are raising slogans. Let's try to hear from DC Srivastava the kind of demands.
सबकी बात सुनेंगे, अंदर तो बैठेंगे, यहाँ कोई नहीं सुन रहा बात। आप अंदर जाइए। मैम हो गया फैसला, मैम आप आइए। एक महिला है
So here you can clearly see senior police officials asking cops to vacate this road, but this is not happening. This road, they will continue to be here. They will but on the other side, there are senior police officials who are asking them to vacate this road so that.
Okay, I think Piyush, we have a poor audio. We have a poor audio line because there are a lot of people around you, and the audio is not very clear. It's a little choppy. We'll take a short break at this point on the biggest story tonight, and then we'll come back to the live pictures. We'll go back to Piyush in a few minutes from now, and Piyush Chavan also there at the Delhi Police Headquarters, and the action also unfolding at India Gate. We'll stay with those pictures coming back after the break. Stay tuned.